What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It's probably the first week, well, this is the first video of actual training. I know the last video I put was the intro, just me talking. I've been going on a couple of runs. I just haven't been taking my camera out. I've just been forgetting, and they've kind of been small runs anyway, 2-3 miles, just because, like I had mentioned in my last video, I did have a knee injury, or a lower leg injury, right below the knee, and so I was letting that rest, and then finally I decided to go out and try it with running, see how it would help, and it's helped pretty well. But I just haven't been taking my camera out. I've been on the slower side because of it. I just don't want to push it. Still early on in the training, trying to ease it back into it. We're about 13-14 weeks out now from actual race day, so I mean, it's coming quicker than I would like, but it's not gonna take me long to get back up to proper training, that mileage and all that, just because everything up to a half marathon, I mean, I've run a lot of half marathons that getting up to that distance, it's not too hard, so then it'll just be adding miles on top of that to get up to that full marathon distance. So right now, with a lot of long runs being 6, 7, 8 miles, the long run that I have planned for Saturday, it's only 8 miles. We're still on the lower end, not even double digits yet. So I've just been doing, I'm not too worried about that. Maybe a couple of runs, and then it'll be fine getting back to that higher distance. But I do have a good thing that came in the mail, a good package. I ordered me some my chews and my goos. So I already do have a box of these. I've had the box that I currently have since last year, and they have a short shelf life. I mean, not a short shelf life, but a shelf life of about a year. And I checked the other day, and they do expire next month, September. So I don't know how great they're gonna taste. So I decided to pick up another box, and I ordered another box. There's 24 that come into one box of the gels, and these are just little, basically like almost like a paste. Basically, they're basically a paste, and you take them about every 45 minutes or so. Yeah, you just open them up, rip it open, and scarf one down. And then the chews, there's only 12 in here, so I'm probably going to order another box, or maybe even 2 boxes before the end of training. I do like those more, just because, I mean, they're actual food, and so they go down easier, in my opinion, and they fill you up more, just because it just makes it easier for me. And it when you're running out there for a few hours and you start getting hungry, it satisfies the hunger more, in my opinion, than the goos, but they both do the trick in terms of getting you the nutrients that you need. And I still probably butchered that word. I can't speak today, but yeah. And both of them are obviously orange flavor, one of the best, in my opinion, the best flavor. I mean, orange gummies, one of the best things out there. There's all the other flavors aren't, but orange gummies is where it's at. But yeah, so we're gonna do that. Another thing I'm kind of toying with, I'm kind of curious to see how this long run's gonna go on Saturday with 8 miles. Next week I should be doing a 10-mile long run, but there's also a half marathon that's in San Antonio called the Dragon's Den. Now, I have done that marathon before, and I actually have right there, I actually do have the medal for it. And it's where I have my PR at in half marathons. And the funny thing is, it's not a full road run. It's a half trail, half road, half concrete. I mean, it's mixed terrain, and it's a very difficult course. I don't know if I'm going to run it or not. I'm kind of playing with it. Part of me kind of wants to go out there and do a half marathon. I know typically it's supposed to be 10 miles next week, but it'd be fun to go out and do a half, do something different, get out there, just do a race. I was supposed to do a race last month in July, and that ended up falling through. So it'd be cool to do one. So I'm still toying with it. Now, it is a half marathon. I don't know if I want to run a half. When it's supposed to be 10 miles, I'm going to see how I do. I know for sure I'm not going to set a PR at this one if I do it, even though that's where I do have my fastest time at. Because just of the thing, I'm gonna be more restrained with it, and also I don't want to hurt myself because, like I said, that course is very challenging. It's very mixed terrain, and it's very easy to take a wrong step and hurt yourself. So I'll see about that. So we're actually about to have a very fun thing. We're about to enter into a Team for Kids webinar. They're going to be talking about baggage pickup, your bib at the expo, transportation. You can kind of hear them in the background right now. They're getting ready to start. It's a webinar, so I'll be explaining a little bit more after, but let's hop on in. Well, I'm going to hop on in. I'll probably show y'all a little bit here and there.
We are working very hard to get our store online up in the next 2 weeks. So we'll be selling the t-shirts and the long sleeve shirts there, and some hats and some other things. So essentially, the New York City Marathon starts on Staten Island, and then runners will run to Brooklyn, through Queens, into Manhattan, up into the Bronx, and back to Central Park to the finish. Almost no one is staying on Staten Island now. So New York Roadrunners provides transportation to our runners to get from where you are staying or a few central locations to the start. We have to move about 53,000 people to Staten Island on race morning. It is an enormous undertaking. So when we're talking about transportation, we're talking about
the post-race poncho right now for us.
Oh, what they mean. But yeah, so that's why you would select a pre-check baggage. If you are visiting and you're staying in a hotel, Team for Kids runners can literally pick any option that a general runner can pick, but we also have a special private TFK only option for our runners. So I just want to make it clear to all of you, you can pick anything. And again, my strategy, I'm going to assign you to a ferry based on which wave you are assigned to. Our ferries go at 5:30, 6:30, and 7:30. So our wave 1 runners would be leaving at 5:30. Our wave 4 runners would definitely be leaving at 7:30. And then 2 would probably split the 4:36 or 5:30, 6:30 ferry. And then wave 3 would probably split the 6:30, 7:30 ferry.
Slots are available, first come, first serve. Likely they're not going to fill up, so just make sure you make your selection. That way we'll be able to plan our expo better.
Well, just got out of the webinar for the Team for Kids, our team fundraising meeting. A lot of great information. Some of it I already knew from last year. Things like, we can select bags or not for at the end of the race once you get done. If you want to have a bag waiting for you at the finish line. I typically don't do that because my family's already there or near there, so they usually have stuff for me, and it's a quick subway ride back to the hotel afterwards. I don't drop a bag for that. Everyone gets a post-race poncho that I already knew, and then things about picking your expo time slot, which I already knew about that too. I'm probably gonna do the exact same Friday morning that I did last year. The one that I was really curious about to hear was transportation, because last year's transportation, the Staten Island ferry, getting out of it was awful. There was a big congestion. She said too that was kind of an outlier. Last year's, it just was out of the norm. That's not typically how it goes. But they have a few different options to get to the start, because it's a long way to the start if you stay in Manhattan. The race finishes in Manhattan. It runs through all 5 boroughs, which, if y'all didn't know, it starts in Staten Island. Staten Island's is a good distance away from Midtown, which is where we're staying at, Midtown of Manhattan. So for people staying, in Midtown area, they have a bus directly with New York Roadrunners. That's for everyone that can take to the start. They can do the Staten Island ferry, which is what I did last year. You go to the South Ferry Terminal, and then you cut across the river and you land in Staten Island, and then from there you take a bus to the start. That's usually the most popular option, but it got very congested last year, and yeah, people were not very happy. I know I wasn't. I ended up cutting across the river. I got across at 7 a.m. and I didn't get on a bus till 9, a little bit after 9, about like 9:30. So I spent 2.5 hours just standing in the heat in a big old mob of people trying to get a bus, and then I go run a full marathon after that. Yeah, so I'm not gonna do that option. And then there's a bus from New Jersey that takes you directly there. I'm not staying in New Jersey, so that's not an option. You can take your own mode of transportation, private vehicle, Uber, stuff like that, but you have to get across the bridge into Staten Island before 7 a.m. because at 7 a.m. they cut off all bridges and all that going into the island. It's a very crowded race morning. That whole city gets crazy on that day. Everyone's trying to flock to that start. I mean, there's a total of 53,000 runners going on in, trying to get to Fort Wadsworth, which is where the race starts in Staten Island. And yeah, so there's a lot of people going there, so there's traffic all over the place. And then the last option is the one that I'm probably gonna choose, is the Team for Kids private ferry. It's a private ferry off of 35th and East River. And so what that does is I get on that, and it's only open for people with Team for Kids, which is with me. They have 3 ferries, a 5:30 a.m., a 6:30, and a 7:30 a.m. And she said it was going to be based on your time slot, that the Team for Kids will assign you a ferry time. So you show up from there. It's about 8 blocks over from my hotel. It's actually on like almost the same street. Just got to go down all the way down to the East River, and it'll be there. And from there, it takes you to Staten Island. Staten Island, once you get there, you have there's private shuttles specifically for Team for Kids, so you don't have to wait in the whole mess over there of everyone else coming off the Staten Island ferry. Then they take you from the ferry landing all the way to the start. And there's only 2,600 runners in Team for Kids, so there's not a lot of us, and not everyone's going to choose the ferry. Everyone's going to be doing kind of whatever works best for them. I know in the call, some people are like, oh, well, I'm staying in New Jersey, so I'm just going to take the New Jersey one, or like, oh, I'm about to stay on ferry, I'm just going to take that, or, different options. So not every single runner that's on Team for Kids is going to be on that ferry. So it's going to be less crowded, and they said they usher you directly to the start. And another cool thing that I found out today is that there's, for if you don't know, there's 5 waves in the New York City Marathon. There's 53,000 runners that are trying to run this marathon, and they're not going to put all 53,000 at the start line at once and say, all right, go. So what they do is they stagger them out, and you'll have them going every way's about 30 to 45 minutes apart. And the good thing is, though, she said, is that Team for Kids, another added perk is that no runner runs in the last wave, in the 5th wave. No one's assigned to the 5th wave, let me put it that way. If you miss your wave and you want to run in the 5th wave, you can, but no one's assigned to the 5th wave in Team for Kids. Everyone's either in 1, 2, 3, or 4. And she said more than likely a lot of people get bumped up on their time. So if you're a wave 5 runner, you'll probably be in wave 4, 4, and 3, vice versa. And you have your own starting corral. And so you'll start with everyone in your team. So that'd be really cool. I'm excited to see how that goes. And you also have your own Team for Kids running tent at the very beginning as well too, which is nice. It's a heated tent, as she said, or it's closed off. So if it's hot, it'll be AC. If it's cold, it'll be heated in. Great for us to go and relax, warm up in, do all that good stuff. And then even after the race at the finish line, there's a whole other area dedicated for Team for Kids. So a lot of great info. I'm very happy I'm running with this charity. It's a great charity, great cause. It does a lot for the community and across, in not just in New York, but they also do a lot of stuff across the nation as well too for kids. And then so it's a great community, great charity. I'm excited that I'm able to run with them. There's only 2,600 of us that are running for this charity, so I'm glad that I was able to get picked to be one of these runners. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm ready for this. So now to keep on training, because training is not the fun part of this part. I always say, every time someone asks me about this, I'm like, the marathon's the easy part. The training is the part that sucks. I mean, having to stay very uh, dedicated to my race, you know, having to make sure I do all my training, all my runs, and get all my workouts in at the gym, make sure I'm eating right. I mean, it's just a lot that goes into it, but it's all worth it once, you know, I get on that start line and you hear those crowds as you run through those streets. It's one of the most amazing races I've ever run, so I'm excited. But so yeah, so with that, I'm gonna get some dinner in, make sure I'm making that, and then yeah, we're rocking and rolling. Next up is the 8 mile run, so let's get this one started. All right, it's now Saturday, so long run day. We're gonna do 8 miles in the today, so not a very long run compared to the other long runs we have planned this training season. You know, later down the line we're gonna be doing 20 miles and stuff like that. So 8 miles. This is my first long run of this training period. It's mostly just to try to get some distance on me. I mean, like I said, I took the first couple of weeks off of training because of my legs, so we're not really gonna go out there and try to, like, you know, be fast. So I'm just gonna try to log miles, basically however long it takes. It's gonna take me. Bringing out Nathan's water bottle, orange gummies, 8 miles. Should only need to refuel once, maybe after like mile 5 or so. Just, you know, pop some in for a little bit. I could probably take the goo instead, but I like the gummies. Orange gummies are amazing. And yeah, I need to get my arm strap, so right over here. And then I'm letting my headphones get a little bit less charge in real quick before I head on out. I forgot to take them, but I mean, I've been letting them charge for about 30 or so minutes, so that should be good for about the hour and 20 minutes or whatever it's gonna take to do this 8 mile run. Another thing too that I'm switching up is, usually I wear long socks and the knee-high compression. It gets hot in those. I mean, they're breathable, but still it can get kind of, like, I feel it rises my temperature up a little bit more. Like, it just gets hot because, I mean, you're having a long sock all up to your knee. It's great for the muscle. I mean, it compresses it and gets it, like, warmed up and all that, but I don't know. In this Texas heat, I'm not really a fan of it, so I like wearing my no-shows for shorter races, my 5Ks, 10Ks, stuff like that. Usually a half marathon and full marathons, I'll wear the knee highs. But I'm gonna try to get acclimated this training season to running in no shows for these longer distances, and then I'll be using KT tape, which I have over there. I'm not putting it on right now for this run. I don't think I'll need it, but I'll put it on for, you know, to support the muscles and stuff like that as well. And yeah, also another thing is long runs, having to wear the blue shirt, probably my favorite shirt to run in. Now, usually this is the shirt I wear on races. This year in New York City, I'm not going to be wearing this shirt. I'm going to be wearing the Team for Kids, like greenish yellow shirt. I already got the singlet in that they send you when you reach halfway of your charity goal. But I'm not going to be wearing that because, one, I don't like singlets, and two, it's kind of tight on me just because they are athletic fit, so they kind of tend around the smaller size. But they did say in that meeting the other day that I was in that they're gonna open up the store and they're gonna sell the regular t-shirts like this, and then they'll sell long sleeves. So I'll probably pick up a t-shirt like this and I'll wear that on race day. So here, whenever that store opens up towards the later part of this training season, I'm gonna start switching to long runs to wearing that shirt because I want to practice with what I'm gonna be wearing on race day. So it'll be that. But in the meantime, go with the reliable, the good old blue. So let me finish getting ready here. We're gonna head on out and we're gonna knock these 8 miles in. All right, just took off. Gonna try to hang around a 10-30 mile for a little bit. Just get an easy tempo going, and then we'll push it later if I feel good. But for the first part, let's just get this one going. Sun's out, but not too bad. Woo, here we go. Mile 1 complete, 10:34. Nice, easy, slow pace. Now,
Another 7 more to go. Whew. Y'all can barely see up there in the distance. There's another lady running. Those are the little things that make training fun, is how I see them up ahead. If I see them closing in on them, I just pretend that I'm in the race and trying to pass them. So it's a little game that I play with myself to keep me entertained. Way up there in the distance, she just went around the corner. So see if I can close in on her. Whew. That's mile 2 complete. That girl I was chasing ended up going down a different route before I could catch up to her. So, oh well. But nice, easy run. So let's keep it going. 2.5 miles loop done. Now heading towards the trail. Gonna hop on there for the 5 miles and then come back out, and it should be half a mile back to my apartment. So whew. Here we go. That's mile 3. Still holding up just fine. Come on, 5 more to go. It's all a mental game. Construction going on for the I-10 interchange, so but a couple of more years or so that it should be completed. That's mile 4, halfway done. Whew. 4 down, 4 to go. Forgot to record mile 5, but just got to mile 6. 2 more to go. It's all a mental game from here out now. Just take it nice and easy and finish strong. Whew, starting to get hot out though. The sun's coming out, but oh well, we're pushing through. Also forgot to mention that I already took my gummies at mile 5. Definitely the boost I needed. Get that energy back in. So let's go. Mile 7, last mile to go. The sun's really out now, but time to push through, dig deep, finish strong. Last mile. Almost there. Half a mile to go. Just 2 laps around the track, basically. Need to finish strong. Almost there. Not that much more to go. It's all mental now. Woo! Yeah, today was definitely a hot one. That's 8 miles in the books, but woo, I feel like I just ran like 15. Drenched in sweat. It's hot. My water, I filled it up a couple times on the trail, but still, it's warm water, so not the best to have, but oh well. Definitely need to keep on drinking more and more water before these runs. Felt like I was gonna pass out there towards the end, so I had to slow it down, but got through it. Could like throw myself in the pool right now, but good overall, good run. Know some stuff I need to work on. Need to do some more leg strength training down there in lower body, but we'll get it through. Overall though, good run. So all right, so back inside my apartment, poured me a nice cup in my 2022 New York City Marathon mug of chocolate melt. Actually ended up finishing the half gallon, but if y'all don't know, chocolate milk's one of the best things to have after a run. I mean, or a workout. It replenishes the bones and all that good stuff, but definitely it's the spot. Gonna drink that, then shower, and yeah, it was overall, like I said, overall it was a good run. I did notice that my legs were a little weak towards the end. I mean, just having to build back up that stamina and strength down there. So I'll do some gym work, some stuff in the gym to help that. But yeah, it was a hot one. Sun was out. I don't know what ended up the temperature ended up being out there or not. I know it was hot though. So you need to stay hydrated. I don't know if I'm gonna end up doing next week's New York. I mean, not New York. I'm already, my mind's all in New York. So the Dragon's Den half marathon that I was talking about earlier in the video. I don't know. I may or may not. Technically, I'm supposed to run a 10-mile next week, but something about just doing a race just calls out to me. Even though I know I'm not gonna do good at it, but still, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Do y'all think I should run it or not? I don't know. I'm kind of torn with the idea. But yeah, overall, good run, good week. Get started into this training program, and thank y'all again for watching. And if y'all haven't done so, please click on the link below and help me raise money for a Team for Kids. It's a great charity for after school kids programs. Yeah, so I would appreciate anything and everything helps. And no gift is too small, no gift is too big. So please help us out. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. So thank y'all and see y'all again.